I love that. Welcome everybody to another Dad Hat Chronicle Sports Show. My name is Ed, also known as the Dad Hat. With me, I got my good friends tonight. I think we may have Donnie. I have no idea. We'll find out. I hope everybody's doing well tonight. Thank you for everybody for showing up tonight. All right, boys and girls. Well, let's just get started. Let's see if our good friend here might be just on a phone tonight. Let's see. Are you good
Yeah,
now, Donnie? You good?
I guess. Am I skipping out now?
You're good.
Your
We'll see
audio's
how long
Okay.
this
terrible.
lasts. We will see how
All
long
right.
this
Hang on.
lasts. So there you go, boys and girls. All right, guys. Let's get started. Let's get going. I'm gonna start with you, Prospector. How you doing, Patrick?
Man, I'm doing well. Hope everyone else is doing well. Um, Tonight I am drinking water and I am wearing a custom Winston-Salem dash hat. So I know this is for the collegiate. I don't know if this is for NC State or which college it's for. I would guess
Has
it's
to be
probably NC
NC
State.
State.
So, so Sydney, if you see this at any point, I'm sorry for not knowing, but big shout out to Sydney at the Winston-Salem Dash. She does a good job over there. But that's what I'm wearing tonight is a custom of the Winston-Salem Dash.
I love it. Absolutely love it. That looks awesome, dude. All right. Let's go to our producer, man of the hour. What are you drinking, my friend, and what are you wearing?
So I'm wearing the Lexington County Blowfish hat. This is one of the new hats I picked up with Donnie when we went to the game together. And I am drinking right now Canada Dry Ginger Ale.
Sounds delicious. Sounds delicious. All right. Let's move down to the mayor, who is technically at home, but on location on his cell phone, which is, I love it. My friend, you are wearing a getup today. So, what are we drinking? What are we wearing?
All right. So I'm drinking water, plenty of water, a little bit of lemon. So what I'm wearing in honor of tomorrow's Winter Classic, Ron and I had originally planned to go to Chicago for the Winter Classic. So I picked up this Blackhawks jersey at Ross actually for $30
Shut up.
back in the spring. Yep.
Ooh.
It's a Patrick Kane jersey, which we're playing for the Blackhawks now after, like, I don't know, 15, 16 years with the Blackhawks. So I guess it got on clearance at Ross. And my hat, I went with you're on an official league kick, so I went with this new official league hat that I picked up. They dropped this hat in November for December shipment, and Rhonda's cousin that lives in Asheville, since her and her husband lived there and went through a lot of stuff up there, I got this new official league Asheville hat that they did specifically for the city of Asheville, and it has
Nice.
the tourists. Western North Carolina Strong logo, and it also has the Asheville City Soccer Club logo on the other side. So it supports both the soccer club and the tourists with money for the hurricane relief. So I got Jake and I got myself one, and it's corduroy on the brim, corduroy brim, corduroy button, and corduroy strap on the back.
Ooh, corduroy strap. Where did you find that one?
Strap. It was on the official league. They I get him. You can still get it on there, but there's only 100 made, like they normally do.
Yep.
And It was pre-ordered back early November, maybe.
Oh, I see it here. It's here.
It'll
It's here.
pop
I got it.
Yeah, I ordered 2 of them the day they went on sale, and it said will ship in December, and I come in on the 20th, and we were meeting with them for our get together on the 21st, but it actually on that Monday. So I did have to get it sent up to Asheville, but Jason did get it Christmas Eve. So
I just put it on the chat. So
yeah, it's a nice hat. I like this one.
It is available for pre-order. So there it is. I like it.
Well, it says pre-order, but I think it just still says the pre-order.
Yeah, by now,
I think
yeah,
it just says pre-order, but it's already out now. Yeah,
I like it, man. I already spent enough money as it is on them, so I don't know. We'll see. All right, Eric, you're shaking your head. What's going on, man?
These bums in Detroit can't win a game straight up. They have to do all these trick plays because they know they can't win going head to head straight up. So they just threw a hook and ladder touchdown pass. Anyway, Ed, what hat am I wearing? I don't know how to pronounce it.
Congueros.
Congreros.
Congueros.
Congueros de Syracuse.
I love it.
That's what I'm wearing today.
Are you from Latin America? I mean, wow.
Yeah.
That was
a
so
pretty
good,
good rolling of the R's. I'm not going to lie to you, bro.
Puerto Rican, born and raised. And I got my water tonight.
You got water tonight, too?
Yeah.
What the hell is...
Because of Donnie. I'm blaming Donnie for water.
Am I the only one drinking?
He's following my lead. No, he's going dry for 6 weeks like I've been.
Well, y'all can go dry. I'm
through
drinking.
His 12 days. He got through his 12 beers of Christmas, and it's like, okay, we got to do something. Get ready for he's got to get that travel Prophet Palooza body in shape.
All right, I will answer that here in a second, Zach. But I am unlike these losers right here. I'm drinking Red Oak tonight. Okay, I'm hitting the Red Oak. Okay, so a bunch of losers. But I also got water. I also got that. I am wearing my official league Fort Worth Rodeo cap that I got a couple of days ago, actually, in the box. So I got that, did the unboxing with my daughter today. So I have that going on, and got to show you guys a little something. My hoodie. That's right.
Let's get a close up on that.
Let's
get a close up on that.
Look at that thing. That is cool. And then of course I put the DHC alternate. This one is stitched right there. Look at that thing.
Very nice.
So we'll see. We'll see, if it comes available for sale or anything like that. But I have it. It is nice. And then And by the way, just want you guys to know that this show is brought to you guys by who is it again, Donnie?
Old Fort Baseball.
That's right. If you go on to Old Fort Baseball Company, which by the way, they also have a Dad Hat available, and get yourself a t-shirt, a sticker, anything, whatever it is at checkout, make sure you go and use what code, Patrick?
I believe that code is Dad Hat 15.
Bingo. And you will get 15% off at checkout. So you guys make sure you go, okay, Brett, make sure you use Dad Hat 15 at checkout.
Donnie's still putting his shirt away.
Yeah, he is. Look at him.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this goes with Donnie tonight. Okay, Zach, corporate media questions. First one, did Baseball by Design quit X? Answer is yes. He did quit X. He has it. He just has it inactive right now. So he is on Threads. He is on Blue Sky and Instagram, but he is not on X. So that is true. Baseball Mapper guys. I guess they're good. Be honest with you, I haven't really heard from them.
So we don't hear from them much. I did talk to Patrick a little bit because I bought a couple baseball cards on eBay from him. So I talked to him briefly about that. So other than that, we don't really hear from him much.
We haven't heard from them. So there you go. That's the corporate media update for you. That's all I got going on. The rest of us are very active, as you can see. We're here. All right. So before we continue, obviously, I want to make sure that we give our good producer some time to give us updates on who is the winner, who is the loser. That's the loser right here of our picks last week. So without further ado, my friend, please indulge us on who the winners and losers are.
So
But
we
before,
can.
so Virgil, I'm very sorry. But before you start, can we also get you to say like what you're drinking and what hat you're wearing?
We already did.
We already
He
did
already
that.
did.
Oh, I
He
thought
you know
you
he
did
doesn't
yours?
pay attention. Yeah, you know he doesn't pay attention.
Yeah, dude.
Virgil
he
did
went
his?
right after you. Right
Yeah.
after you.
Right after you.
Oh crap! Well,
Ed,
I'm
he
I'm
doesn't
right
pay
on top of
attention.
it tonight. I'm sorry.
I thought I
And
was the only one
apologize for
drinking
asking.
tonight. I think he's also drinking.
That's not water.
This is
Yeah,
this
you
is
gotta check
water.
what's in that bottle.
I'm not
This is
eating
water.
Hey Virgil, what's that hat you're wearing tonight?
All right.
This hat is the Lexington County Blowfish.
And who'd you get it with?
I went to a game with
With who again?
Donnie
Donnie. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
in Lexington County,
Now
North
it's
Carolina.
now it's computing. I heard you say. I remember you saying you went to a game with Donnie. I am so sorry.
Something I forgot to add. I actually had to wait 30 minutes for this hat because he was trying to get a Brewfish jersey.
I did hold him up. I was trying to get one of the Brewfish jerseys that they had, and the kid was trying to find the last one they had in the size that fit me. And Virgil's like, maybe you should come back. I'm like, nope, not waiting. And I did get the last one.
He was abusing his mayoral powers. That's really
good
what
for
it
him.
was.
I mean, if he's gonna have mayoral powers, he's gonna have to use it for something, right?
I mean, that is true.
That's true.
So there you go. All right, Virgil. Now that we took care of that and what you're wearing and what you're drinking tonight, go for it, my friend.
So we cannot decide who finished second through fifth currently because the CFP games can still affect a lot of things. But we do have a champion already for this week. With only one loss in the NFL picks and only missing his bowl game, Patrick, you are the winner of this week.
Whoa.
This dude's terrible with these bowl picks.
I really am terrible with the bowl picks.
But I mean, listen, he killed it with the NFL picks. I mean,
killed
come
the
on
NFL
now.
picks, but the
And
one
I picked
game
I picked Notre Dame to win.
Yeah, thanks a lot. And I'm
But the
blaming
one game-
Donnie. I'm blaming Donnie for picking Green Bay.
But the one game he missed is probably the one he wanted to be right.
His team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there you go.
Speaking of, they'll come up later in dumpster fire nominees of the week.
Yeah, well, we're not there yet. We're gonna let's get to some let's talk about some of the games that happened, right?
Yeah.
Because we had a lot of going on. And I want to start around, going around. I'm gonna start with you, Patrick. Your game of the weekend so far. Like, what was your most surprising game of the weekend for you?
I mean, I'm going to have to go with the Giants and the Colts. It wasn't so much that the Colts lost, but it was the fact that the Giants
And
put
the manner
up like
in which they lost.
Yeah, it's the manner in which they lost. But I mean, the Giants put up like what was it 40, 44? I think it was something. It was a lot of points.
It was 45 points.
Was it 45? Thank you, Mr. Producer. And just the manner in which they lost. I mean, the team wasn't communicating. I mean, it's just, I really don't have any words for it. I think that it's going to be a loss that is going to cost people some jobs. And I don't know I don't know whether that's the coach, if that's going to be GM, or if that's going to be players that won't be back next season. But either way, it's one of the worst losses in the last 3 or 4 seasons for the Colts, and
It should
they've got to
somebody
look.
up.
I think they'll have to, because they need to look in the mirror and decide what type of team they want to be, because right now. Yeah.
So I gotta go with Tom really quick here.
You what?
Tom, we were talking about somebody had mentioned whether or not we were going to talk about a team. And I'm going to read this on Threads. Okay. So it is there any chance that a random team that no longer has the number 1 overall pick or a 2,000-yard runner will come up in our show? And I said, maybe. So that is, you go and Patrick, I'm sorry, and I'll get back to you, but the fact that you win the game and you go from holding the number 1 pick to now you are the 4th pick. and possibly missing out on getting a quarterback that you desperately need.
Well, they ended up watching Shadur Sanders the night before, and they're like, we don't want him, so we better win this game. Because he looked absolutely terrible in that bowl game against BYU.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want the first pick unless you're taking Travis Hunter. And I don't even know if he should be the first pick either.
True story. We'll talk about some of these picks later on because I got also Miami quarterback did something that he should have not done. So, Patrick, continue. He pulled himself out.
No, Coach called him out after the game.
Well, it's funny that you talk about someone pulling themselves out because Anthony Richardson did that because he was tired, right? So it's been, yeah. So I'll finish it up by just saying the Colts are a dumpster fire, and their record is actually better than they've actually played this season. Jonathan Taylor is about the only one that can claim to have had a good season. So they at least have a good piece there, but a lot of it there's a lot of questions that they have to answer. So that's my pick.
Johnny, don't get ahead of yourself here, Johnny. Calm down. All right, Joe, before you go on into obscurity here on producer mode, give me your surprise game for the weekend for you, my friend.
Surprise game. It was Falcons Commanders for me. I thought I wasn't sure how Penix was going to do, especially on the road, and they made a good game out of that.
That was such a good game. I really enjoyed that game. I was enjoying that game last night. And so even Darla was out watching it. So everybody, let's thank Virgil. Virgil, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Virgil.
And don't worry, he's not going anywhere. He's still here. He's still here because we got some picks to make later on today. So Mr. Mayor.
We love Virgil Brooks.
Mr. Mayor, talk to me, my friend.
As far as surprise, I guess, it shouldn't be any surprise, but I guess as bad as the Jets got walloped, I think that one shocked me a little bit. That was just, that's just bad. That's beyond bad. They've been bad, but come on.
That was
crazy. That was embarrassing and crazy.
Yeah. And then to your point, Donnie, the fact that someone took himself out.
Yeah.
We were losing 33-0. Dude, that's loser mentality right there. I don't care what anybody says. To me, that's loser mentality.
Yeah, the Bills, we know the Bills are going to put up some points, and we know the Jets are a dumpster fire, but how do you they didn't even score anything in the first three quarters. I don't get it.
It was Teddy Bridgewater who scored on the back.
He's done with this year. Yeah. Yeah. He's done with this year. He's already like, I'm over this. And what does Devontae Adams think? He came to be with his boy and he ain't done nothing. He went from one bad situation to a worse one. So I don't know. That's the shocker, is how poorly the Jets performed.
He went from a good situation in Green Bay to horrible situations in Vegas and New York.
Yep.
Agreed. Eric, talk to me.
So not really surprise. So the first part's just going to be kind of like an honorable mention. So the division winning Houston Texans scoring 2 points, 2 all game with, that supposed good offense. You got Joe Mixon, CJ Stroud, Nico Collins, and they only scored 2 points. So that was kind of honorable mention to me. That there was 3 good games that I think we kind of all talked about this week. We've already talked about the Commanders, Falcons. That ended up being a good game going to overtime. The other overtime game between Bengals Broncos was pretty good, where Bengals missed that field goal at the end and then went to overtime and kind of back and forth. And then the Green Bay, Minnesota, obviously Green Bay didn't play that well, but it was ultimately a 2-point game. So the 3 games that I thought were going to be good games this week all ended up being pretty good competitive games.
Oh, I agree. I completely agree. I think I even texted you and said, it's like, listen, Green Bay's already in the playoffs, right? Like, I mean, they're already in, but like, and you said it's like they weren't at full strength. That's a scary out right there. Like, that's a team that you do not want to face right now, because that's a good team.
It's going to be tough, though, obviously. I mean, as it would be for anybody, but the teams that we're going to have to face are the teams we haven't been able to beat. As it is right now, if I think Washington's going to, and Virgil, you can correct me, I think Washington's going to New Orleans. And so if New Orleans doesn't win that game and Washington does, no, I'm sorry. We need where does Washington go? The Cowboys. Cowboys obviously are really bad. So if Washington wins that game, then they'll get the 6 seed, and then Green Bay will get the 7, which means they're going to Philadelphia, which obviously that's going to be a tough one. But if Hurts doesn't play this week, which I don't think he will, because I think they've already wrapped up the 2 seed at that point, then he'll probably rest again. He didn't play this week. He was out most of last week. So what's that do after basically 3+ weeks, coming back from a concussion? Is he rusty at all? So, we'll see. So obviously we'll get into our NFL picks, playoff picks here in a couple weeks, but curious to see. But yeah, it's going to be a tough test. But yeah, I mean, they got to figure out some offensive stuff. Green Bay had a lot of penalties, pre-snap penalties and stuff that really killed them. If they can get healthy enough for the playoffs, especially on defense, I think that'll help. They were also without Christian Watson, so they didn't have that deep threat that would take away like a safety from some of the other guys. So the offense didn't do a whole lot until the second half, but had a chance. They should have kicked a field goal early in the game. They went for it on 4th and 2 and didn't make it. And then there was supposed offsides. I'm not sure who was offsides because it wasn't anybody on Green Bay. Minnesota looked like they were offsides on offense, but they missed the field goal, set offsides on Green Bay, got them another kick 5 yards closer, and they made it. In a 3-point game, that's not the only – that's why they lost. There's a lot of other factors in that game, but –
just want you to know, there's a fellow Corporate Media member who just said, "Go Birds."
I wonder, is Anna Eagles fan?
Anna is not an Eagles fan. Anna's not a football fan at all. So, for me, the game that was actually surprising, and then you picked it, was the Broncos Bengals, right? Because that was such a good game. And I saw that game. I was like, come on. Like Cade York right there at the end. Like, how do you doink that thing? All you have to do is that's it. You score, you win. That would,
Well, they kicked it on 3rd down just in case they had a bad snap, as a lot of teams do. But people were saying, why didn't just give them a little more, like run
give
one
them
more
a little,
play,
run
get
a little
them
more,
5-6 yards closer or whatever. Oh, look who it is.
And the only reason I know this is because, I'm well aware of Mr. Cade York. He is a Brown. He is a Brown, ex-Brown. Yeah, exactly. So, it was like, but it was such a good game at the end. Like, even Joe Burrow's like, you know what? Keep him on the bench. We got this. We'll go ahead and handle this win without him.
Val, we're talking about MNF if the M stands for Saturday Night Football.
Yeah. So many games that got national coverage this weekend, and most of them were great. They were. Like, if I finally took to week 17 to have like really good games. Like a lot of good games.
Picks this week are going to be super hard because nobody's going to be playing. I mean, there's a few teams, but everybody else is going to be resting. So it's like
the Chiefs, the whole starting team is like, they're not playing.
Just play them so they beat Denver, and then Denver misses out on the playoff. Oh, hi, Val.
Hey, Val. Okay, I have my thoughts on Saturday. Listen, you're more than welcome to come. I'll send you the link if you want to come and talk to us with your thoughts. Do we need to have our tinfoils ready to go? Tinfoil hats. I just want to make sure that I got this so I can go get that. So the one game that I'm very happy about, and this has been my team that I've been rooting for a while now, is the Buccaneers. You know, like the Buccaneers needed to handle the business, which they did, right? Like, I mean, they put 48 on the Panthers, and then of course they were rooting for the Commanders to win against the Atlanta Falcons last night, which they did. So now they win and they're in. That's it. Like, I mean, for the Buccaneers, that's all they have. Like, I mean, they win and they're in. That's it. That's all they got to do.
Yep.
They lose, Atlanta loses. Okay, they still might get in, but it's like handle your business. You know what I mean? So
They're one of those teams that, you know, they beat Detroit. They were the first loss for Detroit, but then you look, they lose to the Cowboys. They blow out the Chargers. They lost to the 49ers and the Chiefs. So it's like they're 9-7. They're good. They have a really good offense, but then what's going on with some of these games that they ended up losing?
yeah, so
that
they lost to
shouldn't?
the Ravens, the Falcons, the Chiefs, the 49ers in a row. Like, that's
Yeah,
how they was. It was just crazy. And it was just crazy. I was just in Florida, not from Tampa Bay, but don't like the Bucks, but they do have Wawa there, and I do like that.
They do. They
You mean
do.
Paul wasn't at. Oh wait, Paul doesn't have a home because he's always on the road.
Kind of like you.
You're right, Virgil. Producer Virgil said the Atlanta Falcons, all the Atlanta Falcons need to do is lose, and the Buccaneers are in. But listen, why even rely on that? Just don't even go with that. Win the game and you're done. You're in. You know what I mean? So Wawa saved our Christmas. I would love to hear that. That's it. That sounds
Wawa
that sounds like a
Wawa
good-
must carry. What does Wawa carry? Ham and green beans and mashed potatoes. I mean, dang.
Hey,
They carry everything.
There it is. They carry everything. So there you go, guys. Okay. So that was it. I mean, again, those were good games this weekend. I want to bring this up, and I'm gonna, and this will be my first nominee for Dumpster Fire. We'll keep adding as we go, but my first nominee for Dumpster Fire of the week is Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons, and it's saying that if you take the score away, which last time I checked, you can't. They had the ground sausage we needed for the stuffing, and they were the only place open on Christmas morning. Okay.
Wawa for the win.
Wawa for the win. So yeah. Michael Parsons says that if you take the score away, they actually were a very competitive, very close game. Are you high? Because that was not a close game.
Clemson beat Texas except for those couple of big 70-yard plays we gave up.
Exactly. I mean,
come on. It's like I said, we had the talent to win that game, but we didn't make the plays. Dallas, you don't even have the talent to win that game. Micah needs to shut up.
I was like, you have got to be kidding me, bro. Like, when I saw that, I'm like, no, sorry.
If we didn't play the game, we wouldn't have lost. That's basically what it comes down to. You know, if we played the game, I could have simulated and we could have won.
I think you need to plan. You need to plan a show around the Hall of Fame candidate discussion before the election day. That's a lot. Let me see here. Virgil wants to tell you guys that that's a good one. What was it for Christmas? Sounds like a movie that streams on Tubi. That's pretty good. I like that.
He's not wrong.
No, he's not wrong. But thank you for joining, Mr. Paul Caputo. I hope you're doing well, my friend.
Yeah.
I hope you're doing well. So Chase Utley and Jimmy Rollins for Hall of Fame. Oh, I wonder why. Jimmy Rollins
I like Tom's. There you go.
If you take away the fifth inning in the field of the World Series game, the Yankees would have. Oh, no, never mind.
And then,
I'm here for the CBN to Australia chatter. So we had this conversation today. I'm sorry. We're going to play me and Paul. I spoke with Paul this morning, and I told him that on my bucket list is to make it to Australia to watch some baseball, but just to really, I just want to go to Australia. I've always wanted to go to Australia, but like, you know, you get to go during March. If you go in November, December, or January, you get to watch some baseball in Australia because that's their summer season. That's where they're playing. So I'm like, man, we should plan something to go like maybe January of 26 and go to Australia and watch some baseball over there. He said he's in. So, I mean, I said I'm in. What do you guys think?
I'd love it. Japan ball.
I think it'd be amazing.
Do a trip to Australia.
There you go.
Do you know if Japan ball sponsors a trip to Australia?
No, that'd be Australian ball.
They do trips everywhere. They do a trip to Alaska, so
they even do trips to they do trips to the Caribbean stuff as well. Zach, flying to Australia is expensive as I'm down.
You know what?
Paul says he doesn't think they do. Okay.
I'm hoping to go to Houston for the World Baseball Classic in March 2026. So that's probably what I'm going to do.
I've been doing a series on all of the Hall of Fame candidates on my page, and so far the only person getting in, according to my followers, is Ichiro. Ichiro should get in, but they did. I don't know if you guys saw this, but they did a comparison of Ichiro and Kenny Lofton. And Kenny Lofton was winning a lot of the stats, and I'm like, this dude didn't even get over 4% of the votes, which is
I think Kenny Lofton was I think Kenny Lofton was an underrated player, just because of his by virtue of his role as a leadoff guy.
I hope he gets a chance to
whole different game.
True,
it was
very true, very true. Houston is as good as Australia.
It's about 76 hours shorter flight.
The World Baseball Classic is a blast. I went in 2006 to Arizona. I went to a World Baseball Classic in Puerto Rico. Recommend it for anybody to go. Kudos to all the commenters for derailing the NFL talk and getting us back on baseball. Good job, guys. Thanks, Paul. Thank you very much. Brett is one of them that likes to derail things. So just know. And by the way, Brett, I just want you to know that if you go on to allforbaseball.com, you can use code Dad Hat 15 at checkout, and maybe you can get 15% off.
Did you see his comment earlier where he asked if he could use Dad Hat 75?
Yeah, Dad Hat 75. I saw that. You can try and see how that goes. Val will be in Houston for that series. So she went last year, so life-changing. So there it is. I'm saying we can all go. We can all make it down there one of these days. He tries his hardest. Thank you very much. All right. Let's keep it going here, guys, and let's move on to a little bit of more football. Let's finish this off, and then move on to other things. Donnie takes care of my all four orders from now on. Australia will be great, but the influencer would need to find some sponsors. Papa Miley will be a sponsor.
So her best friend Samantha's dad lives across the street, and so they're like, he may retire. I'm like, he needs to retire in like May of 2026 and work through March of 2026. She had a chance to go to Australia. She was going to be a bridesmaid in a wedding, and she didn't make it work. And this was probably 7-8 years ago. So we haven't been there. I'd love to go to Australia. But he missed. Super expensive and a super long flight.
But come on now. How cool would that be?
Yeah, very cool.
Australia. Right, you got the Sydney Blue Sox. You got all the good teams that you can go and watch. By the way, did you guys see the app that I put? So you guys can watch some free baseball through the app, Australian baseball right now. So just putting it out there.
I've been watching some games. It's good.
Love how she doesn't put my name out there.
Ranger Amy on Australian Wildlife would be worth all the cost.
Let's do a DHC Sports Show GoFundMe to get all four of us and 5 if you include Virgil to go to Australia.
Yep.
I like this idea. I'm in for that. That's a great idea, guys. Shout out to Mike Sellers, who joined in a little bit on Instagram Live. So,
What's up,
hi,
Mike?
What's up, Mike?
What's up, Mike?
Okay, so real quick, it's halftime of the Monday night game. Do the Lions bring their starters back out at all in the second half?
Oh yeah,
Because I think
Want
it
to
doesn't
win the
matter
game.
what happens this game, even if they lose, winner next week gets the number 1 overall seed. As far as I know, I don't, Virgil, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think even if they lose this, it'll still be between the Vikings Lions Sunday Night Football next week to determine the number 1 seed.
correct.
I could see them bringing
I
them out
don't-
for the third quarter, but
I don't know.
Maybe
I
get
don't
a little
think
bit
Dan Campbell
closer.
knows how to play not to lose.
Yeah, Dan Campbell it's an insane man. He will do just about anything just to be like, nah, we're gonna go in there and we're gonna go play.
Yeah.
So
I think he just wants to win. He doesn't care about all that other stuff. He wants to win the game.
so I think they should. Let's say and the junior producer. Look who's in.
Oh,
there
he
is.
thinks he's going to Australia. Is that what he's
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah,
Yes.
he says junior producer.
Are you paying for that? Because you don't even pay for your own contacts. Are you paying all the way to Australia?
Right. Ranger Emmy is sitting next to me doing her best Steve Irwin impression. There it is. See, guys, we're in it. We're in it. I drank the South African tea with the South African team one night. I introduced myself to a Royal affiliate player in South Africa, and he had me join the team for drinks. Those boys are wild. South Africa. Such a beautiful country, by the way. Oh, I would love to go back to South Africa. Bite Australia is filled with creatures that seem designed to kill as many people as possible. True story. Oh, the GoFundMe will pay for it.
Flying what, Paul?
Allegiant.
Listen, I will.
I
I will
wish it-
sit all the way in
Fly
the
Allegiant,
back
but-
seat.
Can you imagine an Allegiant?
You don't have a
Can you
passport?
imagine an Allegiant flight to Australia?
Yeah, where they have no entertainment, no food or beverages. I mean, you can't even get a free cookie from them. They only
wait,
fly
you wanna
basically here to Florida.
Yeah. Oh, you want to take a bag to Australia? Well, we're going to charge you
That's-
per 100 miles.
Right?
No, Val. I have my
Uh,
passport.
Same.
I've got a passport as well. Yep.
I do. Although mine
Sorry.
expires here in a couple of years, I got to get it renewed.
Yeah,
So do I.
I'm actually going to renew it this coming up soon because I need to renew mine as well. Talk commentator to get free trip to Australia. Okay, about that. So
Patrick comments all the time.
correct.
Yes, I do.
One stop in LAX. Hey, I've never been to California, so I'm all for that.
You have it? I go through
Nope.
LA quite a bit when we go to Hawaii.
I've never been to LA either.
Bye, Donnie.
Bye, Donnie. So, no, I've never been to LA, to California. I've been as far as like Nevada and all that, and then flown over to Hawaii, but never been to California.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Tom's right. Get that paperwork done way in advance. It can take a
Get
while.
that paperwork. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Val, this is your homework.
If we didn't
Get
have
it.
a little crumb snatcher, we could probably afford to go to Australia, Mrs. Influencer.
Only no hitter I've ever seen in person was at Dodger Stadium.
Were they doing
Paul
the
just coming
waves?
in out of nowhere with the baseball stuff. Like, look at him.
Well, I mean, that's intentional, as we know by now. He's already given up
Well,
what
of
he's trying to
course.
do.
We know this, right? Exactly. So, I think he wants to keep the baseball talk together here, which I get. I
Mhm.
understand him. I see what he's trying to
Yeah.
do. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. We're talking about LA. Surely you're talking about Zachary.
Yes, the 15-year-old crumb snatcher. That's who I'm talking about. We could afford to go to Australia if we didn't have Zachary. Correct.
Oh my God! Only no I've ever seen was in Wichita. Zach.
I was at that game. AA Wichita Wind Surge game a couple years ago. That's fun. And then Zach got his autograph and he inscribed it with the date and the no hitter on it. So that's kind of fun.
That's cool.
Man, I love going-
Jeter
I
got
love
his
going to
3,000th
Wichita
hit
to
the
see a
day I
Wind
made it
Surge
to the
game.
Dodger Stadium. Look at all these people. We're definitely a bunch of baseball fans around here. Kangaroos are the only national animal that resides on that nation. On that nation, eat.
He's having some drinks. Who knows what he's saying?
Yeah. Okay. Going to LA when I get back to see my Angels lose a game.
Yeah.
So I've told
By the
that
way,
story.
Zach, hope you had a good Christmas, my man. Thank you for your service.
Yep. I've told the story before, but the first kind of big trip besides Vegas that Mrs. Influencer and I went on was out to California. And she's like, I want to go to the San Diego Zoo. So I'm like, okay, I want to go watch baseball. So we got to see Zach's LA Angels. We got to see the Padres and got to see the Oakland A's while we were out there.
Very nice.
Kangaroos are the only national animal that residents of that nation eat. That's messed up. They're the national animal and they eat it. Hey, I am drinking. Get Grandpa to pay for it then.
True story. He's going over to my mom's tomorrow so he can clean her house and make some money. I am going to look at possibly seeing if he could be a bat boy for the Wind Surge maybe this year or this coming season.
For real?
Yeah. They said to reach back out in January when I asked this past season. And so maybe he could be like the visitor dugout or the home team dugout's bat boy. So that's what we're going to try and see if he can do that this next year.
I'll be cool.
For being an average podcaster, you certainly have way above average connections.
Yeah, no kidding. Let's try this again. Hey, Mayor, are you there?
Is that better?
It most certainly is. You might want to
you're
leave the other one.
Hang on, let me turn the phone on.
It sounds like you're on a mountaintop.
Hello.
Hello.
Such a professional sports show here.
There we go.
Yes, koala bears are drunks.
The internet guy got his internet to work. Good job. Hi, Donnie. Welcome.
Had to
the
get my
show.
son involved.
What? Get him off the video games? Is that how he?
Do what?
You got him off the video games to help
hear.
No. He was on. He was on a different a different internet, and the one that he was not on is still not working worth a darn. So, I'm on the one he's on. I'm just on the 5 gigahertz instead of the 2.4 gigahertz. So,
okay,
Oh,
all
nice.
right.
Isn't that nice to have multiple internet?
I'm on the 5
connections in
gig.
your own house? Yeah.
hey,
Meanwhile,
two internets, 2 bandwidths.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm on the Walmart internet.
Fun fact: koalas are not bears. That is correct. What are they, Paul? Or I mean,
Probably-
should I say, Amy?
Ranger Amy. Yeah, he has no idea. He's like, Amy, what is it?
Make me look smart.
Yeah.
I'm waiting.
He's having
Wait,
to
when's
ask
the new
official
one?
baseball by design, wildlife correspondent, musical enthusiast, and national anthem
marsupials.
extraordinaire, Ranger Amy Burnett.
Yeah, he said
They're
they were marsupials.
marsupials.
Okay.
Yes, they are.
Thank you.
How many
Thank you, Amy.
gigawatts is that, Donnie?
Huh?
How many gigawatts is that?
5.
Thank you, Mrs. Influencer.
Mrs. Influencer away and Paul. And yes, I asked Amy. Yep, there it is. What's up, Mr. Ryan Foos, live on Instagram? What's happening, my man?
What's up, Ryan?
What's up, Ryan?
1.21
Ryan, come join
gigawatts.
us
There we go.
sometime.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Come join us on the
Ryan,
show
join
one
us
time, man.
sometime.
We'll love to have you in the new year, brother.
Yeah.
Speaking
Keep
of
killing it with
New
those
Year,
designs, my man.
Speaking into New Year, I sent you guys this question, so you guys, give you guys a little bit of time to think about, right? Put your top 3 goals for 2025. And I want to hear from you guys well on the chat room is what are your top 3 goals for 2025? And not everybody all at once. Whoever wants to go first can go. How about I go? Sounds good. Great. I love it.
Hey, Ed,
travel more.
What are your top 3 goals for 2025?
Well, you know what? I'm glad you asked, my friend. I'm glad you asked. So here's my top 3. 1, go to Australia. 2, with Ed. See, there it is, Paul. I love it. That's right. See, you and me, buddy.
No,
you and me.
none of the rest of us. I was just about to say.
3, and Darla and everyone. It's number 3.
I was going to say,
I love
so do we make the everyone category?
There it is. So number 1 is travel more. Well, I'm not going to give 1 or 2 or 3, but like out of those 3, travel more. I want to get sponsored by a hat company. That's my goal. Like this year, I really do want to get sponsored by a hat company. And then number 3, just grow the brand, right? Those are really the 3. Like I'm going to be working hard this year to do those 3. Those are the goals. I want to make it to Australia. That's been a goal, but that's a 2026, January of 2026 for me. Definitely want to make it to possibly like Portland, right? See a Portland Pickles game. I think that should be a fun one to go.
So I've been there. It's fun. The atmosphere is fun. It's just in like a city park, so the stadium's not like the best, but the atmosphere is really, really good. It was fun.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's what makes it what would make me right. Obviously, official league is there as well, so I kind of would like to see that as well. There's a couple of other teams that I would like to see in the Portland area of Oregon. So that's one. So those are my 3. So who wants to go next?
Paul, are you going to a LA Dodgers championship parade in Philadelphia?
Full and fitted, starting 2025 season by following my Braves to San Diego and then to Los Angeles Dodgers. You take your starting 25 go to a championship parade in Philadelphia. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. Football. Okay, I get that. Let's go without go Birds. Play one more season of competitive baseball. I'm 45, playing against guys who could be my kid. Hey man, you still playing, brother? I'm 43 and my knees are shot. So, Paul, get me a pony. Listen, she calls you, Pony Paul. I just want you to know that you promised her a pony, and I need you to deliver on that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't get her a pony. Get a toy pony. Stadium Food Girl. 1, get invited out to MLB ballpark team, specifically All-Star Game in Atlanta. Hit 20,000 followers on Instagram. Cross off 3 more and minor league baseball stadiums. That's pretty good. I like it. Sacramento baseball, Virgin Islands National Park. That's pretty cool. And Sugarland Space Cowboys. All right, Tom. It'll be there, but it's coming in installments. Oh, that's just gross. Coming in installments, a pony in installments. I don't want that. Keep it. All right, Patrick, I'm going to go with you.
So I'd say for me, number 1 would probably just be more intentional with each day. Slow down. I've got a hoodie that says "Take it slow." Just be more intentional with each day that I have. Just be grateful that I get that day. Second of all, is going to be to travel to my goals are more conservative, I guess, than most, but travel to at least 2 minor league stadiums. And then 3 is going to be expand the Hat History series a little bit. Maybe move on, maybe get on another platform, take a chance on some other content, see what works, see what doesn't work. And
love it.
Yeah. So those are my 3.
That's amazing. I love it. Mike says, save enough money for a down payment on a house. Drive down to the Carolinas to finish my Carolina minor league baseball tour and visit a few cool people. Hey, I know a couple of people there in the Carolinas. And then get in better shape via CrossFit. Hey, I love CrossFit. I haven't been on CrossFit in a while. It's just because around here it's so expensive to do CrossFit. But I do got my Whoop on, buddy. So I mean, let's be Whoop buddies. Brett, I'm surprised one of Al's wasn't going to the Super Bowl parade in Kansas City. I don't get it either, Brett. I don't get either.
He
Zach,
just likes to push buttons, man.
Zach, please stay safe, my friend.
Yes.
Not get blown up by a missile from Yemen. That's please stay safe. Attend as many games as possible in August and September. Spend time with the kids. You know what? I love it. Absolutely love it. Zach, praying for you, my friend. All right.
Yep.
Donnie, talk. It's up to you now.
All right. Well, I hit 49 games this year, so just a minimal goal is to get to over 50 baseball games this coming year. Hopefully I can do that. I'd like to include a few more major league games in there. Hopefully going to try to see a Braves game. My friend Charles that passed away back in June, I owe his son a trip to an Atlanta Braves game. So hopefully he and I can get that in because we didn't get it in before the end of this past season. Second, I don't know if I can fit it in, but it's a goal this year because I've already kind of got a lot of the year planned out. But a goal would be to get to the Arizona Fall League this coming year. Looked like a lot of fun when you guys got out there, and that would be something
Highly
to do in
recommend.
the September, October, around my birthday time, when the Fall League gets going. So hopefully get to that. And third goal is I want to be like you guys. I want to start a podcast of some kind. I know, Ed, you and I've talked about some
Yep.
thoughts I have on that. Still kind of thinking it through and trying to work on a development of that. Just got to have the time to start trying to really jump into it. So try to be an official CBMer,
And by the way,
official.
yes, love it. I think it's great. By the way, Ryan Fu says yes on coming on the show. So
Good.
But yeah, Virgil, I love it. Get your podcast in, man. I love it. Absolutely love it. I think it's great. And you should definitely include into your baseball games, not just Arizona Fall League, but maybe AAA Championship.
Yeah. Yep. That'd
I
be
heard
good.
it's a
That would be
hoop.
good.
I heard it's a hoop.
Yep.
I heard it's a hoop.
Although they
Hopefully, I
don't
get
officially-
invited to the suite.
They don't announce it till
Yeah.
February, March if they're going to go back there because they haven't
I wonder
officially
if they-
said if it's going back
Right.
to Vegas.
I hope it does so I can get my my redemption here and go to Vegas.
Redemption and revenge.
Both exactly.
I've been to Las Vegas ballpark 5 times now and have yet to see the Aviators play, so that's fun.
I'm hoping to see the Phils in Clearwater in March.
Clearwater.
I like it.
I'd
Clearwater.
love to get some spring training. It's not gonna be in the cards this year to go down there, but I want to get back to some spring training games on a regular basis
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
That's maybe a 2026 goal.
I've done spring training in Arizona. I want to do spring training in Florida. I want to hit Florida this year.
Yeah.
Next.
And see,
probably
I've done the
in
opposite.
2026.
Yeah. I've done the opposite. I've done Florida, but I've not done Arizona. So that'd be
There
Man,
you
fun.
it's
go.
been about 20 years since I've been to Florida too for some games. So
Love it. Stadium Food Girl. I'd love to host another sweet game for my friends. I'd invite you off. There it is. Even if it's not a AAA championship, then maybe we should do that and then do a live stream from there. 2026 Cactus League long distance play. Tom, I'm telling you, it's Arizona, and during that time of the year, the weather is perfect. So, okay, Eric, you're next, my friend.
So it's never a goal right off start to get to 100 games. It's just kind of I just go to what games I am free to go to, and then if it gets closer, then I'll try to wind up. So I'm not going to say that I'm going to try to get to 100 next year. I mean, if I do, great. But kind of my top one is going to see a couple of these ballparks that will be teams or ballparks that will be no longer in 2026. So I'm going to get out to Modesto this year or next year to see I guess I have 2 days before it's next year to see the Modesto Nuts before they're no longer a thing. Going to be in the area, but probably won't be able to get to a game, but hope to at least get to a tour the Diamond Richmond Flying Squirrels in Richmond, Virginia. And then I think Mrs. Influencer and I are going to try to get out to Chattanooga to see the Lookouts before they get to a new stadium. So that's kind of my big this year or this coming year is to see some of these ballparks. I didn't get a chance to get out to Kodak to see the Tennessee/Knoxville Smokies this past year. Did get to go to the Carolina Mudcats, who got to see them. Now they are playing again this year there, but wanted to try to get to
They
these.
lied to us.
True story. Yeah. But hey, that guy that we were talking to on the field did tell us that they were going to not be ready until 2026. So he at least did tell us that. So,
True
but
story.
we didn't know that till we were already out
Yeah.
there at the ballpark. So
We had the right intention in mind.
So let's see. Zach,
it's
yes,
Sorry.
there will be a 2025 CBM meetup. Here are the two places that we're thinking about right now. I mean, these are different ones. So, I mean, it all has to, be worked out. But we're thinking of Texas. Okay. Where in Texas, we don't know yet. And then we're also thinking the Chicago area. Okay. So those are the two areas that we're looking at right now. Obviously, for it all has to work out because on the area in which you don't want to go to Texas in the middle of the summer.
Why
That'd
not?
just
I
be
did.
because I don't want to die.
That's fine. I'm
Right.
still here.
True
Just
story.
heat.
So we'll see. But yeah, those are the two places. And yes, there will be a 2025 trip. So absolutely. And then Val, yes, shout out to Chef Gary and the Aviators for the hookup.
He
Absolutely.
was awesome. He was awesome.
Let's take a look here. Good luck with Chattanooga trip. Wear plenty of sunscreen and bring some shade.
It'll be April,
Yeah.
so it won't be bad.
Yeah, Michael Holsinger, he's not going in the summer like we did and cooked ourselves like a frying pan.
I want to go to the CBM meetup 2025. Why doesn't it happen in El Paso? I can work some magic. Because El Paso is the only team there, and then there's nothing else around it.
We need more than one team, Val. We need
We need
like
more
3
than-
or 4 teams.
Yeah, we need a couple of areas. I'm not scared of heat. I'm from the tropics, son. Or look out for all
Okay.
that sun in Chattanooga.
Okay, Patrick Jr. Kick this guy
right.
off.
Slow your roll, Paul. All right. So I'm going to bring in Virgil because, he is part of the team, and I want to hear what he has to say, what his 3 goals are for the 2025 season. So off you go, my friend.
First off, you guys talk about burning in Chattanooga. I've never really had that problem. I can't imagine why. So, first off, I do want to try to go to 20 new ballparks this year, whether it's minor league, affiliated, collegiate woodback, or even college. So I've already got a few college teams planning around. I'd love to get Vanderbilt this year, but their tickets are usually hard to get. Secondly, I would also like to do the fall league in Arizona. You guys have really kind of sold me on wanting to do that. That was something I really wasn't high on my list until those episodes. And then the third thing, so it's kind of occurred to me that this is my 20th year scorekeeping.
Wow.
So yeah, this will be the 20th full year I've been doing it. And I know I've mentioned to a few of you before, and I'm also kind of on the boat with Donnie with this. I think it's time to start a podcast going over some of these games.
Ooh.
Yeah, that would
like
be
a
good.
story of each of those
like a story.
the games that you score kept.
Yeah, it's kind of like a narrative of each game. Well, not every game, because it's not, some games aren't as interesting, but it's definitely some of the more interesting ones. Some of the players I've come across that I would have never expected to see, or even some stories that are attached to them.
Interesting. And then maybe if you can tie up some of that audio from the games or something like that, a video. Ooh.
Yeah, star stuff may be hard to find on that aspect, but I think that'd be definitely fun to relive.
That'd be cool. I like that.
Keeping the score
meetup.
featuring Virgil Brooks.
Well, I've already got the name, so.
Well, the reason being is because you kept the scorecards and you're telling the story, so you're keeping the score.
See, I like that, but see, I love puns, so I feel like it's got to be Score Brooks.
I like that.
Okay. I'm in it. I like it. I like
it. This is why you're the creator of the podcast and I'm just another guy.
CBM Meetup Arizona Fall League. We could hit up some serious teams there. Just saying. If I
mean,
win
that could
enough
be
games,
that could be a surprise. That could be a surprise CBM meetup.
Oh, I wonder where we would start.
I don't know.
It's a surprise. Okay, what about Augusta? Again, is there enough teams around that area that we would say, all right, let's meet up there, right? Let me say, there's a lot of great teams all over the nations in minor league baseball, but we want to make sure that if we're going to do a meetup, that we get a bang for our buck, right? Like that we get enough teams to visit that weekend, right? Whether it's a major league team, a collegiate woodbat, or affiliate, so that we can, get a lot of games there, like one each day. If I went to enough games, I started pot 2 goals.
I don't think you go to enough sporting events now. You really got to start
nice
stepping
one,
up.
Pat.
Yeah, I try my best.
El Paso has Chico's Tacos. I hear Eric loves Chico's tacos.
Eric loves them.
Yeah, about that. Speaking of El Paso, that's a goal of mine is to supposedly they may be having the EP ice cream helmets, the EP logo. So if they do, that's my goal is to get the EP ice cream helmet.
There you go.
Oh.
I like
You
these
the
goals that we have for 2025. Like, I mean, it's a, I'm definitely investing a little bit more in this year into what we're doing and to everything else, but I really am enjoying that. So,
but yeah,
I love it.
But I like what Eric said too about, at least with one of his goals, a lot of these things are evolving because even if his is about his 100 games, I think with my goals too, it kind of evolves as well about what it might be. But just it's nice to have those kind of ideas at the beginning of the year of what those goals might be, and just seeing what the intention might be and how they might develop over the course of a year. So I think I thought that was very insightful from Mr. Eric Prophet.
And that's why I said, like, I want to travel more, right? I don't want to put, like, say, hey, we're going to make it there just because it's just, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going to happen.
I'd love to travel more, but my wife tells me I travel too much. So what can I do?
One extra bonus honorable mention goal I have is to go to an MLS game with Patrick.
MLS.
So I want to see a soccer game. I want to see a soccer, but I want to see it with Patrick. He still has to convince me that soccer is worth going to.
Yeah.
Hey, man, listen,
Donnie, I know a guy. This guy.
I'll tell you this. I'm in on that, but going to a soccer game is a totally different environment than watching soccer on. TV.
Yeah.
And also
it's like
going
hockey.
to an Atlanta United game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Just the atmosphere, it's different.
Yeah.
Whew. By the way, can the
it's
can the
crazy
Lions
because I saw
stop anybody at this point?
Sorry. Go ahead. Tennis match.
Can the Lions stop anybody at this point? No, because this is
they got to outscore them right now.
Top 3 ballparks to visit for the first time: Madison Mallards, Toledo Mud Hens, and Vancouver Canadians. I don't want to go to a Mallards game and a Mud Hens game so bad.
Mud Hens are really cool.
Yeah.
So, all right, go ahead, Donnie.
Yeah.
Sorry, I cut you off, my friend.
I was just going to say, talking about soccer, what kind of threw me was like the Charlotte team. Their soccer schedule came out for 2025, and this is what I don't get about soccer. They have like 7 games the whole month of June. It's like, what? Like, how do you play 7 days an entire month?
Well, a lot of it has to do with the different competitions that they're in too. So it's there's the regular MLS season, but then there's the Leagues Cup. So and European football is the same way. It just depends. Yeah, it depends on what competitions you're in. So
yeah.
Okay, you got to get you got to explain some stuff to me. That's all.
Oh, I would be happy to do that.
That'll be so much fun to do. I can drive down to Charlotte also, Donnie, to go to Charlotte game. So
I've got a friend of mine that's got tickets for Charlotte, and he's been trying to convince me to go, and I just haven't had a chance to. But I want to get to at least one with Patrick this year, maybe one in Charlotte as well.
Yeah, I like that. Zach wants to know, Patrick.
Bro, that is a very good question. They did not show up today. It was a very disappointing result. After a great start to the season, they've hit a rough patch of form, and so hopefully they can start turning it around. But that happens. Ed, you know how that is with Tottenham. So it's been So I don't know. It's the team's still young. They just have to, they're still growing. So apparently I'm Patrick's planning. So thank you.
Good job, Paul.
Jesus, Paul, you killed the team.
Good job, Paul.
Yeah.
By the way, it is a true story. True story. 2024 CBM meetup started with me and Ed saying let's go to a Mudcats, and it turned into a whole huge weekend, which it turned out to be a great weekend.
It did.
Was that a fun weekend? So it was the Mudcats, it was the Durham Bulls, it was the Holly Springs Salamanders. We went all the way to Greensboro to watch a game as well. So I mean that was a lot of fun. That was a great weekend.
And that ended up being my big baseball trip of the season because I don't take 47 trips like Eric. So
you should, and I don't even come close to taking as many as Paul. At least I have a home I live in.
Yeah. Paul has already paid off his home, right? That's what it is. So Memphis. Was that like a USL team? It couldn't be.
It was.
It's a USL team.
Memphis, yeah, it was Memphis 1906 FC.
Okay, that's what I
and
thought.
Virgil, correct me if I'm wrong. Did they move? They moved out to California, did they not? Like
They moved to Santa Clara, I believe.
Santa Clara. You're right. That's
We
I
have a
hate that for
USL team
Memphis
here.
soccer supporters. You what?
We have a USL team here, the North Carolina FC. So
I was about to say, is it Fuquay Varina FC or what is it?
no, it's like 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes for me. It's in Cary.
Nice.
So both the men
really?
and women's USL team play there.
That's right. Memphis 901. That's what it was. The area code.
So see, look at us getting into other sports. I put put it in the in the atmosphere, and then boom. How about a CBM road trip? Yeah, I don't find that.
Yeah. And by the way,
play
Val,
the same ballpark as the Redbirds.
Yeah. By the way, Val, the Las Vegas Lights is who you're talking about with Joey Bats. Owns them. So that's a pretty cool connection.
I'm looking for the team. North Carolina FC. Yeah. North Carolina FC is where they the one here. So
And the North Carolina Courage in women's soccer. So
it's the women's soccer. That's correct.
Yep.
So boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna make it this year too.
Brett, Brett, indoor soccer is a lot more fun to play. I don't know if I like watching it more than I like watching outdoor, but indoor soccer is a lot of fun. I have a black eye to prove it. So
the Cleveland Crunch. I used to watch the Cleveland Crunch play.
Did you really?
And they made a comeback, the Cleveland Crunch, the indoor soccer league. So there it is. This has been your Baseball by Design Soccer Minute. Hey, listen, we will talk about any sport around here. By the way, Detroit Lions, they got to get it together. My God.
They do. They do.
They're not going to take out their starters until they get a lead.
Yeah. I mean, San Francisco has been a crazy, weird team all year long, and now they're playing like they're the Bills or something.
Can I ask you guys, what are the San Francisco 49ers going to do with Brock Purdy?
They're going to pay him.
They have to, don't they?
They're going to pay him. Yeah, they're going to pay him. I don't know if they're going to keep Kittle, though. We'll see.
Is he also due?
I think so.
Whew. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem with becoming successful, right? Is that all your guys come due and they want big contracts, and that's why you get at least a little bit of parity in the NFL. You haven't seen as much of it this season as you have in other seasons, but when you get off your rookie contracts, it's time to pay everybody. You only have so much cap room. So
yeah.
I mean, personally, if I'm a fan of one of these teams, I want to see these guys playing because I want to see them just kind of keep the momentum rolling. I mean, I always hate that slow down of momentum when you start sitting people.
Here's the thing, though, for a team like Detroit, should you sit them? Because let's say that you win next week, then you got a bye week.
Right. I mean, a bye week is one thing. You start sitting them now, and then they don't play next week, and then you get a bye week, and then it's like next thing you know, it's 3 weeks.
Well, they're going to play next week because they're playing for the 1 seed, so
they have to. They got to play.
They are, but yeah.
It'll only be.
Typically, a lot of teams start sitting people for 1 or 2 weeks, and the next thing you know, it's 3 weeks.
Yeah. I think that the trend of sitting people has gone back from what it was because of that long layoff. And Donnie, exactly what you're saying. These playoff teams with the long layoffs for players, and it comes back to bite them. Yeah. So, and I think you made it, Donnie. I think it was you that made the point too with Dan Campbell that he's not built to sit his players. That's just not how he's wired.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to play not to win.
Right,
just to play. He's like,
well, he just plays full out there. He plays full tilt.
If he was up to it, he'd play.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he would.
Why do I see him? You guys remember that movie with The Rock that he was a coach, football coach, and then he came in and then just put his helmet on. I see Dan Campbell coming in out of the locker room, just like, all right, let's show these boys what it's like to play. Because he is that kind of psychotic person. He's just another Mike Vrabel. Which, by the way, his contract is up, so now he is going to be interviewing for head coaching jobs.
Come on, Mike Vrabel.
Gridiron, Mike Vrabel. His contract is up. Gridiron Gang. That's right. Thank you, Virgil. Look at that, producer Virgil. You play to win the games, Herm. Yes, Herm Edwards. Okay. So we had the 3 personal goals. Thank you guys for that. NFL games. Let's talk about, before we make any picks that we have to make, and then Virgil, we will bring you back in for those. Let's talk about your dumpster fire of the week. I put Michael Parsons already, so that's my pick. I'll give you guys options, chat room as well. What are your nominees this week?
Well, I'll start, and I'd like to submit the Indianapolis Colts because they lost to the New York Giants. They lost to the New York Giants. Do I need to explain anything else? But also because it seems like some people in the organization are trying to make an enemy out of Pat McAfee. Now, like Pat McAfee or hate Pat McAfee, it's hard to argue about the influence that he currently has in media. So, to make an enemy out of him when he is based in Indianapolis, I don't think that's a good move organizationally. And so, the messaging behind the team and everything else, I don't know, so for that reason,
I do not go against Pat McAfee. By the way, Pat McAfee was correct.
He was, it's like I told you guys in our group chat. He's been that way all season. I mean, he's been consistent all season about what's going on in the building, and he points out the people that have been there when he was there, but he knows that organization, and he's even said now that he's not going to renew his season tickets. So. There's people in the building right now that he's not happy with the way the organization's going, and quite frankly, I'm not either. So, and that has nothing to do with it being Pat McAfee. That's just based on what I've seen, independent of what he says. So, that's my submission.
I like it. All right, Eric.
Yeah, kind of to piggyback off of that, I had mentioned this the other day that I thought that it could be the Colts just because they lost to the Giants. But like Michael here says, I think that was kind of my main point was I think it's the Giants for coming out winning that game and then losing their high pick. I mean, they're still going to be top 4 probably, but just, they have a way if they would have lost the game. Now, obviously, we're not going to play to lose. We're going to be out there to play to win. But when they put up 45 points and look like, Drew Lock looked like one of the, obviously not the best quarterback out there, but played well enough where they look like a decent team that they hadn't pretty much all year. So I think to go along with what Michael says.
And you bring him back too on top of that.
I'd say the Giants where they won that game, ultimately causing themselves losing the first overall pick.
True.
It's amazing what happens when you throw to Malik Neighbors, isn't it?
True story. All right. Donnie.
I was gonna go with the Jets just as a overall, but we kind of already talked about the Jets and Aaron Rodgers and all that. I mean, as an organization, they're just a continual dumpster fire. But for the week, I don't know if it's necessarily a dumpster fire because the guys aren't wrong, but the fact that some of your Brown guys are coming out like we want to know what you're going to do.
I was going to take out Micah Parsons and put the whole Browns organization as
all the Browns players are like, I don't want to come back until I know what you're going to do. I mean that as a way of doing things and making that public, that's kind of a dumpster fire in a way.
Well, and you're talking about Myles Garrett.
Well, it started with Myles Garrett, but were there a couple of other players that also said similar things on the Browns? Yeah, I think there were some other players that came out. I can't remember their names, but it seemed like after he did, there were 1 or 2 other players that were kind of the same way. They're like, I'm not sure if I'm going to re-sign here either unless I know what you're doing.
So first of all, I got to say,
playing DTR. Just, I mean, the fact that they put him in.
Fucking God, what a disaster!
Yeah.
See,
I
you
mean,
just got me all riled up.
that's
You got
that's
me
it,
riled
too.
up.
I didn't
All
mean
right.
to.
I was going to put
I think
DTR
so.
forward as a dumpster fire of the week too.
And then he says he did the best he could. No, you didn't.
Right.
Please stop. Like, you absolutely were so horrendous. You were penalized not once, but twice for throwing it to absolutely no one.
Yeah.
Like, who the hell would you throw? And listen, I'm not blaming the coach. You got to play who you got. You know what I'm saying? At this point, it's like, but Andrew Berry, I don't know what he has done because he hasn't been able to draft anybody that has been absolutely worth drafting. Okay, I tried to steer us away from the NFL, but I could only stem that tide so long. I got to run. Good to see you guys. Bye,
No.
Paul.
You're gonna leave now just because we're talking football. Thanks a lot,
Yeah,
Paul.
right. The Cleveland Browns are a dumpster fire. And then reports are coming out that they're thinking of bringing in Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. You know what? I forgot about that, but I did see that today too. Like, come on, really?
Why? What has Aaron Rodgers done to make you think that he is absolutely worth giving another shot?
Yeah.
By the way, Brock Purdy just threw an interception.
You're a
So
little
absolutely
early.
no.
I just know that.
No,
So-
that's gonna come. That's a flag. That's gonna come back.
So why? Why? He is absolute cancer. And not only that, he quit. I swear to God, guys. I swear to God. They bring in Aaron Rodgers. I quit the Browns.
Tennessee's looking for a new fan.
I'm not going to Tennessee. We already had this discussion, Eric. Okay.
What's referee wise? Where's the flag?
There was no flag.
Well,
He
no,
They threw a
threw
flag
there was
on
one
that
on
for
the
pass
previous-
interference.
Donnie threw
Listen
one.
here, Val. Listen here, Val.
Donnie
No,
threw a
calm down.
flag.
There was, yeah, I was going to say there was one on the previous play, but then he threw the next play. He threw an interception again. So
Oh, okay. Well, then mine's off. Okay, sorry.
You're late. Okay, so in Val, I am not gonna put the referees on the Bengals Broncos game. That was actually a really good game.
it was a good game.
Okay,
So-
I saw the interception now. Okay.
George Pickens' attitude, taking on me back. George Pickens has been a problem. Like, everybody's a bit you got a lot of diva receivers in the Steelers. As soon as they leave the Steelers, they become no one. So George Pickens needs to come the hell down.
Yeah.
To Brett's point about the president resigning for the A's, I mean, I don't really know much about that story. I didn't read into it, but is he just like getting out of there before it gets any worse, or what? Or is he part of the problem? I mean, I
He
don't know
was
if he's
part of the
part of the
problem,
problem.
too, though.
I guess he was part of the problem, but
Yeah, he's the one that was.
But
I
him-
think he was the one that was found in the Las Vegas game.
that's right. So, I mean,
Yeah.
if he's leaving, then he's getting out of the dumpster fire. Maybe he's getting away, so it's not as much of a dumpster fire.
It already
Well,
is a
it's just
dumpster
terrible
fire.
timing. He's about as unpopular as he could possibly be. So,
And
Oh,
he
yeah.
says
It's just
for
timing.
opportunities in the Bay Area. Like, are you out of your fucking mind?
Right.
What is
yeah.
he trying to? They trying to bring another team to Oakland now, and then he's going to be part of that. That would so be Major League Baseball thing, though. That would so be a Major League Baseball thing. That all of a sudden he comes in and he's like, "Oh yeah, we're part of the new ownership group for the new Oakland Baseball Club."
No, he's
Yeah,
gonna secure a special assistant to the commissioner position based in California.
Jesus Christ! All right, so we got 3 nominees so far. Do we want to keep it there? Or do you want to do a 4th one? So we got Cleveland Browns organization, the Indianapolis Colts organization, and we got the New York Giants organization. Do we want to put anybody else?
I mean,
I mean, I could put
that's-
Micah Parsons back on it there, or I could put Aaron Rodgers back in there. But I think it would be too unfair because obviously, I don't know what the fuck Micah Parsons is thinking that, if you take the score away. No, dude, shut up.
I think the organizations are the dumpster fires. Those guys are just idiots individually.
Denzel Ward is another one that spoke out. Thank you, Virgil.
Okay.
You're right about that. So, again, the whole Browns organization. Oh, and by the way, did you guys know this? The city of Cleveland is suing the Cleveland Browns under the Art Modell rule that the Browns were supposed to be giving notice to the city that they were going to move.
Right.
So there's that. Oh, and then they restructured Deshaun Watson's contract so they could have a little bit more money. They still owe him the $97 million that they owe him, and he's coming back next year. So there's that. Okay. All right. So Patrick put a comment here. I'm gonna if Virgil wants to do a little bit of explanation. Okay. Virgil, do you mind coming in to explain what Patrick is trying to say? Because this has been interesting.
So I have only been working as the producer here for 3 weeks. And I have noticed that Ed hates a lot of people. Like an ungodly amount of people. So with the CFP going on, I was thinking, let's make a tournament out of this. So we'll have 64. I think I can find 64. I'm pretty sure we have 64 on one page.
Easily.
64 of the things that Ed hates the most.
Okay.
I've already got
with that.
I've already got the regions set on what I think are pure, surefire number 1 seeds.
I can't believe Paul's missing this, by the way. Go ahead.
Oh, I know.
That's what he gets for leaving early.
That's right.
Yep.
So we will have the Browns region. We will have the Parsons region. We will have the Banana region.
Oh, that's a good one.
And we will have the Influencer region.
I'm the number 1 overall seed.
Oh my god.
So I think that's going to be a fun end of year project, just to see what list we can make, and then we're going to have Ed go through each one eventually at some point.
I like this idea. I just want you guys to
Eric-
know that I
Eric-
really do like this.
The Eric's region is like Duke playing at Syracuse, playing at the Madison Square Garden. It's like that's a given number 1 seed position.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one. I thought about doing an influencer hater one too, but all the regions are Patrick Larson regions, and I just didn't think that was fair.
Mm-hmm.
That's facts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Aaron Rodgers, you can put that number 1 there. You can put Aaron Rodgers on that list, and then we can decide on seeding later on. Micah Parsons, absolutely.
I was gonna say I want to see who you pick between Micah Parsons versus Aaron Rodgers if it comes to the battle between both of them. Stay tuned.
TBD.
Don't answer yet.
TBD.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think Mason Rudolph's going to be the dark horse in that Parsons region.
Oh, I totally forgot about him. I totally forgot about him. That's good. That's good.
So yes, with the help of the other members, I would like to form a bracket of this.
Okay.
Oh,
I mean, I like
totally
this.
in.
We'll call
I
it
like
January
this.
Madness.
I mean, is there gonna be like a wager and everything on this? I mean, because we gotta do like March Madness style betting on this thing. It'll be so much fun.
Well, see, I don't know about wagering because I mean, we basically have to be between the 4 of us without you being a part of it.
True story.
Yeah.
So
True story.
I mean, I already know who my champion's going to be, influencer, but it might be a tough one between. Yeah.
And there it is. The Detroit Lions just scored a TD.
Yeah.
Do they sit
there
them
it
now, Eric? Do they sit them now?
I mean, it's basically the 4th quarter. Why do you sit them at this point?
Yeah.
True.
I think you keep playing.
and it's only a 2-point game. About to be 3-point.
I think you keep playing too. But that interception was huge there.
Okay, let me go back really quick. By the way, I do like this bracket. I am a fan. Let's go for it. Let's do it.
We can get everybody in the chat to fill out bracket sheets and everything. That'd be awesome.
God, that'd be so good.
Well, and also, if you have ideas of what Ed hates, put it in the who or what Ed hates. Put it in the chat.
I like that. There's so many levels and layers to this that this is getting so good.
Or put it on X or Threads or wherever anywhere else and put hashtag Dad Hat Detests.
I like this, guys. Hey, by the way, before we continue, I have the 3 nominees. Do we do a 4th one for dumpster fire? Virgil, you got a nominee?
You didn't like my pick on the chat, so I'm not going to bring that one back up.
Which one was that one?
The commentators BYU Colorado game.
Oh, yeah. But do you? And it's not that I don't hate it, but do you see my point?
Oh no, I see your point, but what I don't get is this: that if you're being boat raced by a team, I feel like you would be talking about the team that's doing the boat racing.
Oh, 100%. I agree. But it's not BYU is not a name or a something that is going to get views. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean that's fair. That's just it annoyed me just watching the game for sure.
I 100%.
It annoyed a bunch of people apparently.
They should worry about other things. But yeah, I agree. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I don't disagree. It's just Colorado University. Whoa. Ed hates 5950 straight brim hats. I don't hate them. I wear 5950s. They need to be a little curve on it. That's all.
And I'll take this opportunity. Big shout out to Eric Profit and Virgil Brooks for wearing 5950s how they're supposed to be worn.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Eric has a curve to his.
I mean, it becomes that way, you can't help it. Yeah. I mean, if it comes that way, you can't help it. I've got a few of them that came that way.
I'm not sure if want to crawl into Ed's head. Nope. What seed does the Skyline Chili get?
Virgil, put it on your list. Tennis and Skyline Chili.
Those are definitely
Tennis and Skyline Chili. Let's see. We've got Jesse Cole. Do Jesse Cole and Banana Ball get separate entries, or is that one entry?
It will be separate entries.
I was going to say they have to be in the banana region, right? So
definitely include Jesse Cole.
You what?
Definitely include Jesse Cole on that one.
And then Banana Ball itself, right?
What you said, Eric?
Jesse Cole's a 1 seed.
Yeah, he's going to be top of the region. I've heard enough from Ed about that.
Can't stand him.
Yeah. Does Jameis Winston make the list?
No. Jameis.
He likes Jameis.
Does Patrick's love for Jameis Winston make the list?
Yes. No. No. No.
Man, I would have guessed yes.
It's blinded love, but I mean, it's okay.
Well, I mean, out of the 3 quarterbacks, he's the one you have to love because the other 2 you really hate.
You can't, absolutely.
Well, and you can't hate a national treasure. You just can't.
You just can't hate a national treasure. I can definitely hate DTR, especially after that god awful performance, and then I definitely cannot stand to be near Deshaun Watson. So that's just absolutely not. Give me 1 second here. What are other ones that we can think of?
Oh, let's see.
Ed hates airports, or he hates showing up to places with his friends. Val, stop conspiracy.
I don't think he. I mean, these might not be top seeds, but I know he hates the 2016 World Series and the Cubs.
I definitely hate the 20. Here's the thing, though. 2016 series, taking my fandom away, was a really good World Series.
It was a real good series.
He hates the Guardians management.
I hate the owner.
The owner, because
Virgil keeps typing away. He hates rain.
He hates rain.
Hate rain.
He hates
Okay,
hurricanes.
guys, let's keep this to 64. Like, if this comes with like the 128, I don't know if I can do this.
It's the new college basketball format.
I was just about to say that. I was about to say we're having to change it every year because as he ages,
Well, here's the
there's
thing,
more and
we
more
can-
things that he hates.
Let's write down the list, and then we will figure out which ones we can take out. But definitely include the Dolans on that sucker, because that is absolutely there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Are you saying I need to form a committee to help me with the seating and who
Whoa.
gets in?
Is that in the budget?
I don't know. Are they going to get bought by the
Listen,
SEC?
with our budget, we can appoint people and quadruple their salaries, and we'll still be within budget.
Oh, Lynn, which ones are the play-in pairs?
Oh wow.
So the
man.
the first play-in game will be DTR versus that lady that did not know what a Dad Hat was at the Arizona.
Oh my God!
Oh,
That's a,
yeah,
And
there
you
you
work
go.
for a baseball team.
that is a great call.
Not only you work for a baseball team, you work for the league.
Do we also need to get like the web names of the people that have commented on some of Ed's recent posts?
Oh, so
I'm just gonna put faceless SEC fans.
There we go.
those are.
Or
Well,
the-
see, I don't hate them. I pity them
Yeah.
because they don't know any better.
Watch more football, Cleveland Browns boy.
Oh, don't forget, stupid little podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone said, "Say, but watch more football so you can so you don't sound stupid on your stupid little podcast." I was like, okay. I definitely hate hurricanes, not the team, the actual hurricane, because they ruin my trip.
Actually, Brett, thanks for bringing that up. He hates airports.
He didn't care about Shannon's comment. He didn't listen to
No,
it.
I did say that. I said it.
No,
I mentioned it.
but
No, he's talking
she
about
already,
me.
she already said that.
Yes, she sure did.
Oh,
who's joined
look
us.
who it is.
Well, hello, Val.
Howdy, y'all. I heard we were talking about conspiracies.
Right now we're just talking
Oh.
about stuff that Ed hates.
We're trying to fill a bracket
A
of
bracket.
64 things I hate.
Well, from the minor league standpoint, Virgil, make sure you got the Mudcats and the Wilson Warbirds on there.
Also,
Yes.
Virgil, add green chili cheeseburgers.
And
Oh,
green,
that's
green chili
cool.
cheeseburgers.
Man,
Oh yeah, I
That's
forgot
an
about
idea.
that.
the part that gets me, that encourages me about this is how easy it is for all of us just to come up with ideas. I mean, this
And the
is
fact
just
that we
a-
are going to come up with 64 of them.
with no problem whatsoever.
Yeah.
I don't hate Alabama fans. I pity them, Mike.
No, that's Donnie that hates Alabama fans.
Right.
Donnie hates
Yeah.
Alabama
And-
altogether.
So, Virgil, the next project after what Ed hates, it's going to be what Ed pities.
I pity the SEC
Eddie's pity-
fans, man.
Yeah, Eddie's
That's-
pitiable bracket.
That's the NIT version.
That is the NIT version.
That's the
Invitational.
version.
That's outstanding, Donnie.
Real quick, a
Continue
couple more to add, Virgil. John Boy, and then Barstool separate. Barstool separate. Ballpark Digest.
Already got Ballpark Digest on here.
And
by the
Dana
way,
White.
I won against Ballpark Digest, so that dude has not said a word after that. He not only that, he sold the whole thing. So
And then
Suck
Dana
it,
White. So
Ballpark
that
Digest.
completes my. That's all I have.
What was that
Ooh,
last
Dana
one? After
White.
Barstool?
Dana White.
Dana White.
oh,
So
Mrs.
apparently Eric
Influencer.
was consulting a list that he had
Wait,
already.
why? Wait, why? I love him. I just met him. He's so sweet.
Who?
Dana
about
White.
Dana?
Oh.
Yeah.
Come on, Ed. This is your hate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mrs.
Did you put the
Influencer,
Ravens?
that's a good one. And can we also
Thank
say
you,
Art
Shannon.
Modell?
That's a good one.
Oh,
We also
Modell's
said
number
Art
one.
Modell.
Modell's number one in the Browns region. That's already
Art
said.
Modell. Art Modell
Um,
can rot in hell for all I care.
Just in case, I want to
Look,
see if your opinion has changed on this or not. What do you think of white hats?
why would you hate Dana White?
Dana White's a piece of shit human being.
Oh, you know what?
Um,
I feel like we've gone over this.
Oh, Ed, do you hate Zach
Yeah,
Campbell?
Zach Campbell's
Oh,
who's
I
Lynn's
will
talking
certainly
about.
hate the
Zach
dude.
Campbell's a good one. Zach Campbell's a good one.
Yeah, but I'm
And he
not
does-
the
and
only
he does
one
hate
that
the white
hates
hat.
him. I'm not the only one that hates him, by the way. There's a lot of people that hate the guy.
Are we
We're
about
not,
three?
we're not specifying who hates what. We're just saying what you hate.
Are
That's
we
true
at
story.
347 by now?
Yeah, because there's a lot of
Who's
people
that
that
guy
still
that
hate
goes?
Art Modell.
Ed's hair. Ed's head. No, I like hair. I just cannot grow hair. And by the way, just so you guys know, I got a white hat right here.
Here it is.
I'm not even worrying about seeding right now because there's gonna be some heavy hitters in this. Like we're gonna have like a Duke versus Gonzaga game in the round of 32 at some point.
Yeah. I was gonna say, who's the mid-major in this?
Well, there's always a 12-5 upset. So
There is.
There could be. By the way, yes. And then Dana White, it's a whole different. Yeah. So there's that. What else?
we'll see.
I
Val,
like
you were
this.
Ed hasn't been in a receiving line like you were with Dana White, so you got a whole different experience than he does.
That's funny.
Shannon says that Easton said he thought you just told him he can't hate things today, Eric.
This isn't about us. This is about Ed Easton.
It's not about Daddy Easton. It's about me.
Hi, Easton.
Why does Ed hate Dana White? So it's a different podcast.
A long story.
It's too late in this one to get to that one. So
Yeah, it's the long story.
Yeah.
So let's not get on that one.
Yeah. Speaking of, I liked what Johnny said. Like, I know we've been going on long on this episode, but I'd love to know like what everyone's favorite 2024 memory of the DHC Sports Show is.
That's a good one. This is going up one of the top ones. By the way, this is our last show of the year, so I mean we're having fun here.
I know, right?
And thank you, Val, for
We are.
joining us, Stadium Food Girl.
Yes, thank you, Val.
Ed doesn't hate white hats because he's a villain. I don't hate white hats. I get them dirty really quick, like really quick. I cannot wear a white shirt because the moment I put a white shirt on, something goes on. It's
So you basically just hate dirt.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's a 16
no.
seed.
There it is.
I need some 16s, guys.
Dirt.
There you go.
All right, Val. So while we're figuring out this list, and then please keep them coming, guys, in the chat. Explain to me, why do you think the refs were against your Broncos last week?
I feel like
'Cause I'm having a hard time understanding this because that was a really good game.
I feel like their ultimate goal is to see another Burrow Mahomes matchup again.
At this point, I think they're more likely to want Josh Allen and Mahomes than they are
I
Burrow.
agree.
yeah,
Yeah.
No,
I
I
agree
feel
with
like Mahomes is still like one of those guys that I feel like there's not enough love for our quarterback yet. It's all about the quarterbacks. I mean, just look at
He's only a rookie.
He's only a rookie.
These other guys have been around 6 or 7 years.
why do they want him to go past week 18? Like they would much rather have Joe Burrow in it. I mean, it's between Joe Burrow, Tua, if he can survive another hit, and Bo Nix. Like who do they love more out of
By the
those?
way, Bo Nix, all that Bo Nix needs to do is win next week, and
Yeah.
they're in. That's
Yeah,
it.
I know. But yes, and they've been needing to do that since they were 9-5 2 weeks ago. Now they're 9-7, and I don't know what's going to happen next.
It's entertainment. Welcome
It's
to
not.
adult entertainment.
It's really not. Do you not know how many times I've
Did he-
cried?
I said that.
Yes,
I said
he
that.
did,
I did say
Eric.
that. I did
Yes,
say
he
that.
did.
That's not adult entertainment that I'm aware of.
No.
Adult sports entertainment. I'm sorry. Adult sports entertainment. So listen,
By the
Val.
by the
I
way,
love
that's
you.
the clip
You're,
up this
you're a great
week, isn't it?
co-host. I know, right? You're a great co-host, and I love it. But girlfriend,
hey,
really,
to support
the NFL hating the Broncos.
They
to
hated
support Val's point, Florio and Sims said this morning on the radio they were talking about all the quarterbacks that could be in the AFC in the playoffs, and they to her point pointed out that Joe Burrow, among the group of other quarterbacks, Allen and Mahomes and all of them, would be a better fit than a Bo Nix. That came from Florio and Sims.
I mean,
Just because they're a better fit doesn't mean that they're going to make it.
I feel like that doesn't need to be said.
Because
I feel like
because
if
of the
you
name.
really know football, if you really watch football, if you really even pay any kind of attention to football, they have their favorites. They're not going to have
somebody already telling me that I need to watch more football. Jesus.
Yeah. They're not going to have the World Series without the Dodgers, just like they're not going to have playoffs in the NFL without Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and I can guarantee you that Bo Nix is never going to be on that list.
Eventually, he's got to prove it, though.
Thanks,
He's a
Michael.
rookie.
Exactly. And that's why they're not interested in having, like, when what's his face York missed that field goal. Like, obviously it was great for us, but it was horrible for everybody else. And I want to say I don't know why, but I do know why.
Oh, shit, you're awesome. Thank you for that. What are you drinking? What are you not wearing? Well, that's what you see from here up. Okay. Val, I'm going to use the words that our good friends Paul Caputo said. Love you, Val. For your cuckoo for cuckoo puffs. Okay.
What?
Bo Nix is a great player. He has done a great job in Denver. Okay.
Yeah.
The honest truth is that game with the Bengals and Broncos, the Broncos had it.
And they
win.
totally told Sean Payton not to go for the 2. I know that they did because that is such a Sean Payton thing to do, is go for 2 in that situation.
Bo Nix wanted to go for 2.
The NFL wouldn't want it. They would never allow that.
Why would? Okay, you are. Where's my tinfoil cap? Where is it? Damn it!
She's talking like this is the NFL is the Truman Show.
Right.
Are they
the
not?
NFL come and say, no. Go for 1. We're going to overtime. We need more viewership. Is that what happened?
Yes. Ultimately, it's no. We need Joe Burrow in it over Bo Nix because of the viewership. I mean, do you guys remember that game a couple of years ago with the Chiefs and Bengals? I feel like that game. I feel like that rematch needs to happen again.
I feel like if that was said to Sean Payton, he would tell them to go blank themselves.
Well, he can't because he can't say that.
Why can't he?
Because the NFL literally has so much power and there's such a scary business. I feel like a lot of those older guys sold their soul.
Val. Maybe Bo doesn't know yet. It's a good one, Lynn.
That's an old school callback. I don't think
that's good right there.
Love that.
Good. I filled out. Okay. All right. Listen.
Does Bo know football?
Yeah. Val, you got to give me some concrete evidence here because right now I'm not seeing it.
One day
you gotta send me some concrete evidence because right now what I see, do the Revs make mistakes? Absolutely. They've been making mistakes all season long. Okay. Look at your boy right there. Not the one right next to me, but the one next to him. He'll tell you about the Green Bay Vikings offside penalty.
Yeah, they have wanted to have the top seeds going head to head with the Vikings and the Lions next Sunday night. And so they're going to make sure that the Vikings won. So they called offsides on Green Bay when Vikings missed a field goal and there was no offsides anywhere. So they moved him 5 yards closer after he missed. And then they ended up kicking it, making it, and winning by 2.
All I'm saying is that you will not see a World Series without teams like the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Mets, and Phillies. Just like you'll never see an NFL postseason without the quarterback that plays with the Chiefs, the quarterback that plays with the Bengals, the quarterback that plays with the Bills. And we need some NFC love in there too.
Val?
Yeah.
How long has it been since the Cincinnati Bengals were relevant?
When was 2021 or 2?
Besides the last couple of years, when was the last time since Joe Burrow took over? Before that,
yeah, before Burrow.
Before Burrow, when was the last time they were relevant?
Well, who was their quarterback before that? Not AJ McCarron.
The Red Rifle.
No.
Andy Dalton,
Boomer Esiason.
Jesus.
Anyways,
Achilles Smith.
Oh, I'm still on the clock. Crap.
Anyways, they found a new poster child, just like they did with the Chiefs when Mahomes came in.
Jim Anderson.
Jim Anderson.
Lynn, you're coming in strong. I'm sorry.
Lynn is on fire tonight.
Carson Palmer.
Andy Dalton, Carson Palmer.
Carson
Palmer's
Palmer,
a good
maybe.
call.
They didn't even scratch like the AFC championship.
John Kitna, that's another good call.
I was gonna say Kitna. Yep.
So
I mean, just like all I'm saying is that they've moved on. When Peyton Manning was in it, they loved the Broncos with Peyton Manning in it, and we should have beat the Seahawks in that game. They didn't start Von Miller. That's a whole different conversation. But they've moved on. They have found their new favorite. I mean, don't you guys have kids? Like, don't you guys have favorites? Isn't that a thing?
yeah, I have my favorite kid.
So I feel like there's 32 kids in the NFL, and I feel like they have like their favorites that they just like filter through.
I have one kid, so she is my favorite.
I think they're
I don't
only
have
the
kids,
favorites
but I love
because they're
Eric Prophet.
the ones that are the favorites are only the favorites right now because they're the ones that bring in the most money, and that is all
Correct.
it is money.
Okay, exactly, and so that's what the Bengals are going to do for them.
Right, and if your guy Bo keeps playing like he's playing in a couple of years, the Broncos will be one
team.
of those kids, and then
Well, it
you're gonna
won't
have
be
nothing
because
to
of the
say.
refs. It'll be because of talent.
The Val, no, stop.
You can't
Donnie,
have a foot on both sides of the fence now.
You
Donnie,
can't.
I think you're underselling
That
that the NFL may make the trade to Bo Nix to Kansas City happen first.
Yeah.
They may
Okay.
make it happen because he's too big for Denver. He's too big.
No.
Who needs some popcorn?
You can't have both feet on. You cannot.
It would
okay,
be because of talent. They're such a young team.
No, stop.
Chiefs are
No,
not young.
no.
No.
Patrick Mahomes is a very talented quarterback. It's
He is.
stupid scary how talented that guy is.
I don't know.
I
When he's
hate it. I
still
hate to
out-
admit it, but he is that good.
One thing I'm going to say in Pat Mahomes' favor here is even when he's not playing well, he has the ability to make players around him better, and they can still win football games. That's
Lynn wants some popcorn.
I do think that that's true.
He's
So-
moved into that Brady mode. That's what Brady did.
Yes.
Brady
Yeah.
had talent that made him better until the
Do you
point
guys
where he
not
can make
hate-
anybody
you
else
guys-
better.
when the Chiefs are playing, when the Chiefs are playing, when it's the offense's turn, do you guys not pay attention to the people around them, aka the refs? Like, are you guys only watching the Chiefs?
But are you also
Do not go
discounting
with
that
me.
Andy
Do
Reid's
not
a good
accuse me of
football
not
coach?
watching enough football because I've been accused already of that. Okay.
Yeah, but also I think sometimes it's discounting that Andy Reid's a good football coach too.
He's a very
Yeah.
football coach. Look at what he
Yeah,
did with the
I mean-
Philadelphia Eagles.
I'm not saying the Chiefs don't get some calls. They do. I mean, they do. I mean, but at the same time, I don't think you can just say that that's the only reason they win. Like Andy Reid puts them in positions to win football games too. He knows his players. He knows how to put them in the right positions. So, I don't know. I don't think that.
Respectfully disagree with you there, Patrick.
Again, Val, you cannot
So
say
you don't think
that
Andy Reid's
the
a good football
NFL
coach at all?
No, I think the refs are
What?
really good. I think
Okay.
the refs. I think that I want to see them pick. Who picks the refs? Virgil. By the way, both teams start with a B and have 7 letters. So who'd you pick last week?
I already said who I picked last week, so I mean, like, we're good. We don't need to talk about it.
He's like, don't bring me into this.
I'm just a background character for some. I don't know why I'm here.
Yeah,
Virgil's over here like,
Virgil, I'll send you this popcorn. How about that?
That sounds good. I'm still trying to work
Okay.
on seating over here.
Virgil's
Well-
trying to go in the background. I'm going to put you in the background, Virgil, so you can work on your seating. Andy Reid's an amazing football. Look what he did with the Philadelphia Eagles. He was amazing with the Eagles.
Yeah,
You cannot discount that, Val. You just can't.
Discounts.
Yeah.
And then you're
Well,
going
I
to go
mean-
and say that the only reason why the Broncos are going to be good and relevant is because of talent. And then you are not even counting on the fact that the Kansas City Chiefs have absolute amazing talent on their team. Patrick Mahomes,
Yeah, well-
okay, Travis Kelce. By the way, best tight end in the
Well,
league. Just so you know.
What,
I haven't seen him do anything. Actually, I haven't seen enough of. You want to know how I know he's fallen off this year? Because I haven't seen Taylor Swift on the screens as much.
Val.
Because
Well,
she's
it's about
finished
to be-
up her tour.
It's about to be 11 your guys' time, so this was fun, and we should do this again soon.
Every
Listen,
Tuesday and
the
Thursday, tune in.
The refs are horrible. Period.
They are.
The
Thank you, Donnie.
fact that
Thank
they're
you.
horrible. Period.
You-
Plays into your thoughts.
What?
The fact that they are so bad is playing into your thoughts. Get the refs out of your head.
I can't when I watch football every week, but I should stop. It's okay. Our season's over next week, so
Yeah.
'Cause
yeah.
Carson Wentz is gonna magically just go off, and I'm so
I
excited to
don't know
see
about
like
that.
what magic they do for him in the locker room. What he drinks that day that's illegal for everybody else, but it'll be okay for him that day.
So you think the NFL is going to go to bat for Carson Wentz?
They would rather, yeah, because they
Okay.
don't like the Broncos.
Well, I will respectfully agree to disagree. We'll see what happens. I mean, let's see how the game plays out. Let's see if there's something to
Patrick,
talk
you
about.
used to be my favorite.
What?
I mean, I'll
thought
give her
Donnie was
this.
your favorite.
Sean
I thought
Payton
Donnie,
is certainly.
I thought Donnie was your favorite.
Hey,
you said
I
on
know
multiple
Sean
occasions
Payton
that
is not
Donnie's
on
your
the top.
favorite, so-
I've been looking for a rope to go hang myself. but I didn't
Val,
find it.
Val, regardless, I love you. I love you, Val. But that's why I say respectfully agree to disagree, because I still love you. But I know I'm not on a Donnie level though. I already knew that. So
Well, I'll say this: Sean Payton is not loved by the NFL. I'll give her that, but
My
that has nothing
God,
to do with her
Donnie.
conspiracy.
Ugh, you just keep spitting.
That's just because he opened his mouth and wouldn't shut up.
Right.
If I don't say it, Donnie says it. It's like a team here, like a real team. The refs would hate us right now. If there's any refs watching this right now, like you guys are probably blocked by them by now.
It's okay. They can block us. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, me too. Trust me. So
Val, I love you to death, girlfriend, but
Don't
I-
get the refs out of your head. It's not the refs.
it
It's not the
is.
it's not the refs.
It is. That's what America wants you to think about the food in our pantries too. So that's another conversation.
Oh God. All right, guys, listen.
Because it's 11 your guys' time. It's only 8 our time. So
I gotta wake up at 5 to go to the gym. I gotta exercise some demons with this. Guess. Yeah.
Me too.
Ed, you just got to get out in the garage on that bike and just pedal like
I'm
there's
going
no tomorrow.
to.
he's
Alrighty, y'all. Let's go Carson Wentz, because I'm gonna not set myself up for disappointment now. Let's go Andy
You
Reid.
already did. What are you talking about?
My favorite color is yellow. I love yellow. Yellow flags. That's all I see. So it's like,
You love yellow because you love the Las Vegas Aviators / Oakland A's.
huh?
You love yellow because you brought your Las Vegas.
How did your hockey game go, by the way, Saturday?
I didn't end up going.
Oh, okay.
I know. I didn't end up doing anything this
Wah,
weekend.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I
Makes
didn't
that
see anything
enthusiasm.
posted, so I was wondering.
Oh, that's a good one. Val conspiracy theory bracket.
Wait, where are you guys? Oh, definitely. There won't be much to put on there, but
I don't know.
I
don't
think there's
know.
probably a lot to put on there.
I don't know. I think we can find a couple. At least we can find at least 32.
I will even sprinkle in my own sports conspiracies just for fun.
Oh,
yay.
that is so good. If we do a sports conspiracy one, that would be so good.
But
We might have to circle to that one.
Can we throw one in about the baseball free agents not wanting to go to Toronto?
Oh, that's a good one. There it is. See?
Yeah.
I
Oh
have
wait.
I hope one day that the Chiefs invite me out and I do a vlog with them because that would be so gangster.
What do you're just talking shit about them, and then you just want them to invite you?
Yes, I would love to work with all 32 NFL teams.
I'm waiting for her to do a reel with Pat Mahomes and say, Pat Mahomes is my guy. He's so fired.
He's the best quarterback in the whole wide world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to think about that.
They're gonna have some of the Chiefs' best stadium food together and say, "Here I am with the goat."
Yeah, that's gonna be a hard one. But I do want to get invited out by all 32 teams. So
all right, guys, let's end the show. We will see. Guys, have a wonderful night. We will see you guys.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year,
Happy New
everybody.
Year. Thank you for joining us. The last DHC Sports Show of the year. When we go back on Thursday, it'll be the first show of the year. So thank you for joining us. This has been a lot of fun. Yeah.
And thanks for joining us all year, by the way. We appreciate it.
Appreciate all the comments have been all year long, have been great. Happy New Year. Stay safe, Zach. Stay safe, my friend. Thank you for your service.
Me join and be a part of this, and I am so thankful for everyone that puts up with me exposing everyone.
I tell you what, on Thursday we all need to come with our favorite memory of the show for 2024 for Johnny. We'll start off the new year with a favorite memory.
I like it.
Tonight's got to be up there, but there's probably some others. I got to think back on.
Want that, and then let's come up with a conspiracy theory. For next show, that'll be a sport. It has to be a sport,
and also picks, by the way,
and picks.
And we will do our picks. We will do our picks.
Yeah, we may sprinkle in a little sports too for a sports show. Maybe just a little.
No,
bit.
but it has to be sports conspiracy. Cannot be regular conspiracy. All right. Aliens exist. That's already been debunked. But sports conspiracy, sports. All right. And then your best memory of the year. This will go up there as one of the top ones. Just putting it out there. We did 2 hours, guys. So thank you for joining us. Happy New Year. Be safe. Don't blow any fireworks and blow your hands. Okay.
Yay.
Have a wonderful night, guys.